Hi, I'm Rich Jordan from Curiosity Software, looking at test approaches and test strategies. In this video, we're going to cover what are the types of testing that you'll use in your test approach, delivery methodologies, and the delivery timescales you'll be working within. First, we'll look at the delivery methodologies you're using. Are you using some kind of agile delivery method, or waterfall, or somewhere in between? It's important to understand this so you can shape your test approach to complement the ways of working within the wider delivery team. Where are you going to get your testing oracles from? Within a waterfall project, it's far more likely that a prescribed SDLC with defined document outputs like specifications will form a lot of the understanding of how the system should work and what needs to be tested. Whilst these processes and documents can still exist in an organization's agile ways of working, it's probably going to be far more incumbent on the testers within the team to be more involved in design discussions and possibly maybe even creating living specifications of the system, truly shifting testers left and using modeling tooling to document and prototype changes to a system. Next, we'll look at timescales. The trap here is to focus only on specific changes and either ignore or have a big and ever-growing regression pack to try and trap unintended changes to the wider IT estate your system lives within. This is important to bear in mind. If a team, for example, works in 2-week sprints, the test approach needs to have some consideration as to what needs to be proven every 2 weeks. What you really need to be doing is looking at your blast radius. Remember we discussed this when we talked architecture? Setting out your test approach and discussing it with the wider team is so important to prevent this bloating in regression testing, which if not dealt with will inevitably prevent you hitting your delivery timelines. Whether that's today or in 3 to 6 months' time, you need to stay lean. Lastly, we'll look at the types of testing you'll do. Historically, teams will unit test, system integration test, and big end-to-end test, to name a few of the test phases. The boundaries of these phases often fail to be specific, and indeed you'd see massive duplication in terms of effort and coverage. Often the only difference between these phases would be that they took place in different environments. And so when putting together your test approach, it's useful to look at the types of testing you'll do. If we are working, for example, with a CI pipeline, our test approach needs to have designed small tests that run alongside each and every build. Again, we can build on the isolation we have created through our blast radius work and implement an appropriate test pyramid to help us target our testing with fast, reliable, specific tests aimed at providing faster feedback and, importantly, being run repeatedly.